Hi, I'm Dan from EDEMO Electric Bikes. Today I'm going to answer the question, how much does a good electric bike cost? And I think the most important thing to understand is what we mean by good. So we're going to get my opinion on what is good, but hopefully it's got some grounding behind it. So firstly, if I'm looking for a good electric bike, the most important thing for me is it's got to have a mid-drive motor in it. So that really discounts an awful lot of the low-end cheap bikes that are out there. So if anything is looking sort of sub £1,000, it's highly likely you're going to have a hub motor. And that would be a motor that's either placed in the front wheel or in the rear wheel. These motors are great if you just want a cheap electric bike, but we're looking for a good electric bike. Hub motors, obviously cheap, but they're not going to really pull you up the hills. So you'll find that as the bike starts to slow, the power starts to drop. So when you need it most, the power isn't there. So for that reason, I'm discounting generally anything with a hub motor. So that really then moves on to anything with a crank motor. Now, there still are low-priced bikes with crank motors in them, but I would really tend to move towards anything that's a mainstream brand that we already know. So that's going to be manufacturers like Bros or Shimano, or my own personal favourite is the Bosch system that's out there. Bosch currently own probably the majority of the market when it comes to e-bikes, and they're an absolutely fantastic brand to work with. So for me, a good bike then, that means the prices are probably starting around about maybe the £1,500 to £2,000 mark. And for that sort of price, you're going to get a basic e-bike. So you need to take into account what's going to be important for you to make your bike good. In my eyes, any bike that's going to be good, it's going to need mud guards. It's probably going to need a carrier rack, definitely going to want front and rear lights on it. And a few other sort of nice pieces like good quality gears, hydraulic disc brakes, and generally sort of a good geometry and comfortable saddle and handlebars. That starts to push the price up again. So then we're starting to look anything from round about the £2,500 up to £3,000 mark. And from there on upwards, the bikes just get better and better. My personal preference as to where I would start if I had a open-ended wallet and I could just go and buy any bike I want, I definitely want to be buying a bike that is at least £3,000 and probably sitting in between the sort of £3,000 to £5,000 mark. Once you start to go above the £5,000 mark, the bikes definitely get an awful lot better, but at the same time the price is starting to get quite significant as well. Having said that, there are bikes out there like the Riesenmuller Super Delights and Delights that are out there, that once you get up above that £5,000 mark, you are then looking at the benefit of things like full suspension on your bike, roll-off hubs with belt drives, electronic shifters, main beam lights, brake lights, all sorts of things that you wouldn't see on a lower end bike. So in answer to the question as to how much does a good electric bike cost, I would say realistically anything from £2,000 up to £5,000.